but as a next-generation African media institution operating from Nigeria, present across every platform that matters: television, digital, streaming, mobile, events, intelligence, one ecosystem, built with AI, run by journalists, built to inform, built to engage, built to endure, and built to create value generated across multiple revenue streams: advertising, sponsorship, events, digital products, research, multiple revenues, one institution, one long-term vision. The greatest opportunities are not discovered, they are built. The work of building has already begun. The Lagos studio is taking shape. The vision is coming alive. This is ANN, alive to Africa, alive to the world.
Nigeria's reserve hits 17-year high. Oyedele backs digital infrastructure. IGP orders police to treat mob killings as homicide. NAFDAC steps up nationwide alcohol enforcement. Good day and welcome to a live news update. I am Salome Aladpo and here are the major stories making headlines. Nigeria's gross external reserve have risen to $52.66 billion, their highest level in more than 17 years. Latest Central Bank of Nigeria data show reserve climbed by about $7 billion in less than 8 months. The figure has already surpassed the CBN's forecast of $51 billion for the full year. CBN Governor Olayemi Cardoso says the improvement is being driven by stronger crude oil tax receipts and third-party inflows. The rise in reserve strengthens the country's external position and provides additional support for foreign exchange stability. The latest figures comes amid ongoing effort by the CBN to improve liquidity and confidence in the foreign exchange market. The reserve are now at their highest level in more than 17 years, according to the CBN. The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Taiwo Oyedele, has reaffirmed the federal government's commitment to strengthening Nigeria's digital infrastructure. Oyedele spoke during a visit to Galaxy Blackbone Limited in Abuja, where he inspected its facilities and received a briefing on its operations and expansion plans. He described secure connectivity, data sovereignty, and locally developed technology as critical to Nigeria's economic growth, stressing the need to treat digital infrastructure as a core economic asset. The minister also said the federal government's Buy Nigeria's initiative would strengthen local technology capacity and reduce dependence on foreign providers. He commended Galaxy Backbone for providing secure digital services to government institutions and assured the organization of continued government support. The Inspector General of Police, Tunji Disu, has ordered police commissioners nationwide to treat every mob action case as homicide. The directive is part of a crackdown on jungle justice and illegal killings. Disu warned Nigerians against taking the law into their own hands, saying no one has the right to arrest, try, convict, or execute a suspect outside the law. He directed commissioners across the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory to fully investigate mob killings and ensure that responsible people face prosecution. Let's watch.
Law presumes everybody innocent until proven guilty. In a court of law, not in the street, not by a mob, not by a phone video, because you saw him in video. Innocent people are dying daily on mere suspicion, on just mere suspicion. We have documented painful cases, serious cases, students being lynched just because of phone theft allegation, travelers killed over mistaken identity, young people murdered just because of rumor of blasphemy or ritual killings. We have seen it in this country. The tragic lynching of 16 innocent travelers in Uromi, Edo State, in March 2025 is a very serious reminder of the danger of mob justice. That single incident should haunt every Nigerian every day.
The order covers people who attack, assist, encourage, film, or celebrate mob violence. This says suspected criminals should be handed over to law enforcement, stressing that those involved in mob killings will be held accountable under the law.
It's murder. It is not justice. It is a crime, and the Nigerian police force will treat it as such. It is illegal, full stop. Nigeria operates under the rule of law, not mob rule. No citizen, no community, no group has the right to try, sentence, or execute another person. Nobody. Sections 33, 34, and 36 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended guarantees every Nigerian, even a suspect, the right to life, dignity, and fair hearing. No mob action. Mob action violates the victim's right to life, to dignity, and fair hearing.
Meanwhile, the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, says it has intensified its nationwide crackdown on small package alcohol, with factories shut and products recalled over non-compliance. Director General Mojisola Adeyeye says enforcement against manufacturers began in January this year, followed by nationwide mop-up operations in July. She says officers have targeted market, motor parks, shops, bars and distribution centers in efforts to remove the affected products. Factories have been closed while workers and traders have been arrested and products recalled as the exercise continues. Adeyeye says affected factories will only reopen after manufacturers fully comply with NAFDAC requirements. The agency maintains that the enforcement follows earlier agreements with manufacturers on ending small package alcohol production. NAFDAC says compliance remains the condition for lifting sanctions on affected manufacturers. U.S. President Donald Trump has threatened to double tariffs on Canadian automobiles, escalating the trade dispute between the two North American neighbors. Trump remarked that tariffs on Canadian cars, trucks, and auto parts could rise from 25% to 50%. The threat follows the collapse of U.S. to Canada trade talks late last week, with both sides accusing the other of making unreasonable last-minute demand. The latest move could further strain economic ties between the two countries and increase pressure on businesses operating across their shared border. Canadian officials have announced a news conference for Tuesday to outline their response to the escalating trade disputes. The latest tariff threats add to the growing tensions between Washington and Ottawa as both sides seek a way forward. Corporate Accountability and Public Participation Africa, CAPA, has filed a Freedom of Information request with the National Assembly seeking detailed legislative records on the National Tobacco Control Act Amendment Bill 2025. CAPA requested records of the bill's legislative proceedings, including readings, committee report, public hearings, votes, sponsors, stakeholder submission, and its current status. CAPA said the request was to determine how provisions it considers harmful to public health entered the consolidated bill, invoking the Freedom of Information Act and requesting the records within 7 days. The move followed concerns by the Nigerian Tobacco Control Community, a coalition of over 100 civil society groups which called for the bill's immediate recall. The coalition said proposed changes covering nicotine products, advertising, online sales, product sampling, packaging and penalties could weaken safeguards under the 2015 Tobacco Control Act. The groups called for a fresh transparent review, warning that the proposed changes could increase young people's exposure to tobacco and nicotine marketing. Chelsea have opened their Premier League campaign with a 3-2 victory over West London rivals Fulham in a thrilling match at Craven Cottage. The Blues made a flying start on the new manager, Xabi Alonso, taking the lead after just 31 seconds through João Pedro, set up by Cole Palmer. Fulham responded when Josh King equalized midway through the first half. Chelsea now have restored their advantage before halftime through debutant Morgan Rogers, before Palmer added a third goal early in the second half. Fulham pulled one back in the 54th minute, setting up a tense finish as Chelsea held on for all 3 points. The victory now gives Alonso a winning start and Chelsea valuable points from their opening Premier League fixture. And that's the latest from Alive News Network. I am Salome Oladipo. Thank you for watching.
Africa is changing. Its influence is growing. Its economies are evolving. Its digital future is accelerating. Today, more than 1.5 billion people call Africa home. Hundreds of millions are already connected. And by 2050, the continent will be home to more than 2.5 billion people. Nigeria, Africa's largest economy, drives this population growth and mass connectivity. The epic center of opportunity. Africa's scale and Nigeria's growing population create a rare long-term investment opportunity. But opportunity alone changes nothing. Execution matters. Because media has changed. Audiences have moved. Attention has fragmented. Trust has become scarce. The institutions that matter in the future will not simply distribute content. They will build trust. They will build communities. They will build influence. ANN was created for this moment. Not simply as a channel, not merely as a platform, but as a next-generation African media institution, operating from Nigeria, present across every platform that matters: television, digital, streaming, mobile, events, intelligence, one ecosystem, built with AI, run by journalists, built to inform, built to engage, built to endure, and built to create value generated across multiple revenue streams: advertising, sponsorship, events, digital products, research, multiple revenues, one institution, one long-term vision. The greatest opportunities are not discovered, they are built. The work of building has already begun. The Lagos studio is taking shape. The vision is coming alive. This is ANN, Alive to Africa, Alive to